The pin sharing tool is a quick way to find out what pins are shared amongst peripherals and to quickly locate the pin numbers on the Nano module. Let's start by going to Versamodule.com. Go to the Tools section, Pin Sharing Tool. Pin Sharing Tool allows you to quickly identify pins that are on the Nano module itself and also determine what are shared amongst peripherals. What I mean by that is I'm going to open up the datasheet for the Nano module. On the edge of the module, these are the pins that are user accessible. And here's the chart for those pins. Majority of the pins have several functions, function 1, 2, 3, and a GPIO pin. Some do not. For instance, IRQ7 has two functions, interrupt or a GPIO pin. Other ones, such as pin 10 here, have the four functions. If you're designing a new product, it can take some time to go through these charts to find out if there's any conflicts in the pins that you want to use with what peripherals. For instance, there's 4 I2C channels. Well, these channels may be shared with something else, so if I wanted to use I2C channel 4, I can't use UART0. It's shared. So this tool is designed to help you quickly determine what pins you can or cannot use. It also is a quick way to find out what pin numbers. PB0 is pin 22. If I go to the chart, go to pin 22, here's PB0. PB0 has all functions and it's shared amongst these other pins. So if I want to know what PB0 is shared with visually, I can click it here. CAN interface, UART9, I2C channel 1. So let's say we're going to start a new project. We're going to lay out a board. Obviously we need some peripherals to use. And I don't want to spend a whole lot of time going through this chart to figure out what's shared and what's not shared. Well, here's where this tool comes in real handy. Let's say our project, we need 2 UART channels, UART0, UART1, SPI, I2C, and 2 PWM pins. Well, I'm going to start out my board. I'm going to start out with the PWM, so I'm going to click out A0 and B0. Well, alright, no big deal. It's using SPI1. I can give that up. I'll use SPI2. Well, I can't use SPI2 because it's shared with UART0 and I need that. Okay, I'll go with SPI3. Well, I can't use that either because it's shared with UART1, which I need. So since I need UART0 and UART1, let's check those. Alright, I got a problem because I need an SPI channel and this is not going to work. Well, let's uncheck the PWM pins. Let's select the SPI channel that's left open for us. And we see that SPI burned 6 of the 8 PWM functions. But yet we have 2 left. So we'll be forced to use these 2. And I need an I2C channel. I2C1's not a problem, or I2C0 or I2C1 are not a problem. So we'll choose I2C0. And now our pin mapping is all laid out for us. We see the pin numbers that we are going to use for our board, and everything's good and well. Later on down the road, I need an IRQ pin. Well, I'm going to use IRQ7, let's say. And then later, I'm going to tie in an LED. So I'm going to grab a GPIO pin. I'm going to grab PC6. Oh, PC6 is, what's that shared with? I'll check it and check it. It's shared with IRQ7. So I need to pick another GPIO pin. PC2, IRQ, that's fine. I'm not going to use IRQ2. I'll make it a GPIO pin and everything's well. You'll notice that had I chose this pin and then later I needed to use the USB, well, I can use the USB, but if I use PC2, I'm going to lose the host pin. So this will help you kind of worm a way around different things to choosing different channels of peripherals to get the results that you need in a very quick and efficient way. The ADD channels, these don't light up because they're not shared. They have their own dedicated pins. If you hover your mouse, it says this pin is not associated with any GPIO pins. That is why down in this area down here, they're not listed. All the pins here can be used as GPIO pins. ADD 1, 2, and ADD 1 and 2 have their own dedicated pins. If you go to the chart, 0, 1, and 2, that's all they're used for. 3 and 7 have an alternate function. As you click 3, you would see that it's shared with the DAC channel, and 7 is shared with DAC 1. So in another design, if you were going to use an ADD pin and DAC pins, and your board you started out with ADD 0 and ADD 3, you now know by clicking ADD 3 and you need a DAC pin, you can only use DAC 1. So that's what this tool is designed for, to quickly help you locate pin numbers on the socket module and help you with the pin sharing features. I use this tool a lot to help me locate pin numbers on the module directly. If I wanted to let's say I'm looking at a schematic of somebody else's board or something like that, and they have it labeled PE0. Well, I can go through here and try to find PE0, or I can just quickly come to the tool, click PE0, I see that it's pin 32. Go to pin 32, there's PE0. So that wraps up this tool's functionality. I hope it gives you, I hope it frees up much time for you. Thanks for watching.